How's it going, guys? Good morning. Let a few more people filter through before I start. Things are looking pretty good. We're up at the top of this this range we've been in for the past month or more. Just gonna delete this wedge so that you can see, also I can see a little bit clearer, but you also. Mr. Dino, or Mr. Dino, Van Diemen Gems, Big T, DC Woodworking, and Doge Catcher, Shadow 777. How are you this morning, or this evening? TC23. People are tuning in quickly. 20 people already, 25. Jeez. Something must be going on. Billy Bob, how you doing? All right. Let's have a look. So we've got the range that was established, you know, middle of June, for me the 14th. Yeah, I guess the top of the range is kind of, I'm just gonna say it's 23k. I mean, we hit 23k here. We approached it here, didn't quite get there, but this approach has been a bit stronger, so that's a positive sign. We've got higher highs, so we've got a high here. The second high is higher, so higher highs, and the lows, low, low, and low, have all been getting higher too. So there's a little bit of a trend going on here, not to mention there's these highs as well. So we are ever so gradually building, hopefully to something positive. Let's go back here. I'm just going to see how the weekly MACD is going as well. It's really starting to curl around. You can see that here. If I go full screen, you can see the blue line is the MACD line. The orange line is the signal line. So when the MACD crosses the signal line, so when the blue crosses the orange to the upside, that signals a bullish momentum shift. I know this is the weekly chart, so things happen a bit, it takes a bit longer for this to read. But you know, a bullish cross on the weekly MACD is a very strong indication that direction is changing. If you compare it with, I mean, not to mention, I know the last stream we talked about triple confirmation here. We had RSI, low side, you know, oversold, way oversold on the weekly. MACD's primed to do a bullish cross. The Cypher B indicator has got a big fat buy signal down there. We haven't had a Cypher B buy signal since before COVID. Like that's, you know, that's the last time we had a blip to buy on the Cypher B weekly indicator there. So pretty strong indication to go long, I would say, or to at least start accumulating if you haven't already. Does this mean, you know, if we get through 23k, does that mean that there's a new bull run? Like, are we going into a brand new bull market? Not necessarily, not yet. There could be what's called a relief rally, where we could see prices come up to, you know, previous high of, you know, around 30k, maybe a little bit beyond, but we are dealing with this resistance here. So if I zoom in, you can see it there. We capped resistance there. The reason we touched resistance there was because of this previous support there. So previous support becomes future resistance and vice versa. We had a lot of activity off 30k in the past. So that's a very heavy price to get back above, and that's assuming we even punch through the range here, because we are still in this rectangle, trading sideways. So, things seemed pretty optimistic when we came up close to it this time as well. And then we got shoved straight back down below 20k. So don't get your hopes up too soon. We still need confirmation of price breaking out of this rectangle, this range that we've been stuck in. It's still, there's still a likelihood that we get rejected off 23k and we come down for, some more zigzag type action, that can happen. So be prepared for that just in case. But yeah, no, it's awesome to see some of the alts have been performing really well off the back of this really bullish Bitcoin day that we've just come out of. So we've got 15 minutes left of this daily candle. It's fairly strong. It's probably the most solid green candle we've seen in a while. If we can close above the high in the last 15 minutes here, I think if I go to the hourly, yeah, it's really pushing to try and achieve that high and close, strong for the day. So we've got 14 minutes left. It's really pushing right now. So the bulls seem to be in control at the moment. You could see this. This is a bit of a short squeeze, to be honest, because think of how many people assumed that it was going to go, to new lows, like, down to 14k, 10k. And it still may. It might do that, but, people opening shorts around this area, this is a bit of a squeeze going on. So what these market makers will do is shake out those shorts, get them liquidated, so that they're the ones in control. Like, they want to be the ones making money. If they see any retailers on leverage, they'll chase them. They'll go after them. It's pretty nasty, but that's the way it works. So if you're over leveraged, you're likely to get wrecked. If your liquidation line's pretty close, they can probably see that. They've probably got indicators that show where the most liquidations sit, and I don't doubt that the exchanges that provide leverage, like Binance and Bybit, so on and so forth, I'm sure they have visibility on where liquidations sit. There's no doubt about it, and they control a lot of crypto, and I don't doubt that they push the price toward the direction of liquidation, and rinse and repeat. And it's basically just washing out all the dumb money from the market. And this is probably where regulations trying to come in and tighten up those kind of loose ends in the crypto market. But let's see. Yeah, I mean, the exchanges, they've got crazy amounts of control. I feel it's kind of scary, like how much control Binance has, Bybit, you name it, whatever these exchanges, they own a lot of crypto on hand. So I don't doubt that they're the ones that put up the walls on the buy or sell side to manipulate price where they want it to go, like what's going to be most profitable for them. So yeah, we'll see. Let's have a look. So let's look at some alts. So we kind of know what Bitcoin's doing. It's trying to approach 23k and test the top of that range. In the last hour, it's really, there was a retracement here, but it's really pumping back up to try and re-achieve those highs. Now let's check out Ethereum, because I know Ethereum's had a really strong start. Out of, it's back above its previous all-time high, which was, now I mean, like, the all-time high before the recent one. Sorry. It's back above 14,004 $1,440. So 1,140. Yeah, a 17% daily candle is massive for that's huge. If you were able to accumulate some Ethereum through these levels, congratulations, hats off to you. That is a pretty nice example of a triple bottom reversal pattern. So yeah, could see some further bullish activity out of that in the coming hours. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, a lot is riding on Bitcoin punching through 23K once again. Let's open up another chart here just to see what's happening. ADA's actually still nice and low, and it's a strong popular crypto. So there's still a lot of upside potential there. The train hasn't left the station just yet. Avalanche, that's kind of started. It's got up above its previous highs in the last month. So that's moving. A lot of the markets like this at the moment. I think Doge is yet to do anything crazy. It's doing well. I mean, today was strong, 7%. You can't deny that's pretty good performance for the day. It still needs to get back above 8 cents for us to call it, performing strong. So there's still time to load up on some Doge there. In the very broad picture, like, the big scheme of things, there's still lots of time. We still have time to accumulate, I believe. This is what's known as a relief rally. So it's, it may not last for months on end like a bull run, but yeah, we might see a bit of bullish activity for a few days. We'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. So Jimmy, he's shouting out quant, so I'll check quant out. 1 second. Go alphabetical so I could find it. Quant. Yeah, quant had its day the other day. That high that it achieved, $112.50 US. It's a nice run from its low. I think this is probably one of the top performing alts in the last month. Yeah, almost 180% up from the extreme low. That's really nice. And it's retraced heavily from its all-time high. So there was a lot of room for improvement there anyway. It's one of those cryptos, one of those alts that went down 90% off its all-time high. So I'm really liking the look of Matic. That thing's taken off like a rocket. That's crazy. Off the back of that Disney news. So Disney announced a partnership with Matic, and it's just been going gangbusters since. Let's get a measure on that from the low, the extreme low. 211%. So for me, I think Matic has been one of the strongest altcoins to perform out of, off the back of this low that we set back in June. So yeah, we're on the closing side of the month. It's now the 19th in Australia. Here it's probably still the 18th, the evening of the 18th in the US. So yeah, about, what's that, 10 or 11 days to go. And let's have a look. We'll see how the Bitcoin chart's going. We're going to get a daily close in 6 minutes. It's looking pretty strong. There's a lot of interest in buying at the moment, as you can tell. So yeah, we're gunning for that 23,000 mark. We'll see if we can punch it today or in the next couple of hours. James Bowden, do you know much about the ISO 20022? No, I've got no idea. I've never heard of that before. Yeah, sorry. Um, Let me check out Shiba. Someone mentioned Shiba. So yeah, Matic. Wow, that's been doing so well. Wait for a pullback if you're trying to get in on it. Um, Matic, yeah, Matic's going crazy. Shiba. So the good news with Shiba is it's still within its range, so you haven't missed out yet if you think that Shiba's gonna move big time. Same with Doge. Doge and Shiba, they're still within the confines of this ranging market going sideways. So there's still time to grab it while it's low. If you think that it's gonna move, that's the key. I want to check out Solana as well. So let me check Solana out. Solana's doing awesome. I think this thing's gonna take off any moment now. It's really knocking on the door of the top of its range there. Let me draw a rectangle around that just so we can really nail it of where this thing lives. Something like this. If you want to, I mean, you could argue that the top of the range is more up here, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it didn't spend enough time. It was still, on its way down to consider that the top of the range. It's a bit of an outlier, that high there. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm more inclined to put it, around there like that. Anyway, it's definitely, just like Bitcoin, it's gunning for the top of its range. It's going to try and break out from that previous high. It's cool to see that it's beaten this high here, so off to a good start. This is the next challenge. This high here is the next challenge to get over, and then obviously this. So yeah, just look left. See where the macro highs are, the long-term highs are, and those are the prices to beat. If you can break above them, then that's a breakout. Less than 3 minutes left on today's candle. Solana's that's an amazing. We haven't had a candle like that in a long time. It's a very bullish candle. Bullish engulfing. It's totally engulfed the previous day. So good sign for Solana. And yeah, I can't get over Ethereum. It's just, that's awesome to see. And Ethereum Classic, ETC, that's even crazier if you look at that. Ethereum Classic has really come up some. Let me see if I can get a measure on that. What's this been? 5 days? Not even a week, and it's come up 86%. So yeah, Ethereum Classic, and we know that that's bled out crazy since its all-time high. 93% down, 92, 93. Yeah. So lots of room to move with Ethereum Classic as well. Let me delete all these old. I think it's control. My bad. There we go. All my old TA sitting on there. All right. Yeah, these pumps are crazy. Ethereum Classic, Matic, Ethereum, Avalanche, Solana, Shiba. Goes down the list. So if you're trying to catch something that hasn't moved yet, that should, just look on the lower end, like BNB, VeChain, even Doge. Doge hasn't really rocketed off just yet, and there's potential there. Tron, Litecoin, you name it, it's there. Let's check out the bigger list of the altcoins that I have here. So this Step app, 34% up the daily candle. We've got less than a minute to go for today's candle. Let's see how it closes. 10 seconds left, almost. Seems to be retracting a little. Let's go down to the minute candle here. Yeah. Okay, that's all right. That's not bad. Let's check out how that day candle. That's pretty good. I mean, you can't get much better than that. And I think today's brand new candle, I think the sentiment is still pretty positive, so we might see some further highs here. We're pretty fresh into the day, of course. 30 seconds in. Yeah, let's give it a few minutes just to see how things go. But yeah, great news for all of us who have been accumulating the past month. I know I sound like a broken record about accumulation, but yeah, it really pays off when you get it right. You've been, buying those lows during the extreme fear of the market. This is how you do it. And if you're happy to take a bit off the table, if you want to take some profits around these levels, then by all means, like it's not a bad idea. You don't have to take the whole lot, but some profits to lock away are good, because if it dips heavy again, you've realized at least some of that profit and you can reinvest it on the dip. So that's the name of the game. So but yeah, I mean, totally up to you. Do some research on strategies around investing, and see what approach works best for you or what you like the sound of the most. It's a bit of a shakeout here, shaky start. Someone's asking about storage. Ooh, yeah, storage hasn't really taken off yet. There's been some pretty good runs in the past. Like, let's measure this. This run here is pretty intriguing. 200%. Okay, and that's retraced nicely. So yeah, if you're a believer in storage, then yeah, there's still lots of potential there. It hasn't yet woken up, I don't think, like like Ethereum Classic or Ethereum for that matter. Yeah, that maybe today is a bit of, maybe it'll start out with some profit taking, and you'll see a bit of a pullback day, But overall, if we take, for example, let's find an example. Like, yeah, this run here, this red candle that I've just put a line over, you can see that as a day of taking profits, people taking profits. That doesn't mean that the highs are over. It's just, it's starting to lose its momentum from that initial run. So yeah, a red candle's not the end of the world for a daily candle, but as long as we don't close lower than the previous open, then yeah, we remain on that upward trajectory. Try saying that 3 times quickly. I'm just going to say direction because it's a lot easier. Yeah, lots of volatility to start the day off so far. Let's go down to the minute candle. See the micro actions taking place. So we're only, what, couple of minutes in, 5 minutes in? Yeah, this is the 5th minute. Looking good so far. It was just a little bit of a take profit shakeout, I think. You know, people taking advantage of the price coming up nice and high there. And yeah, I think there's still a bit of buy interest. Judging by the length of the tail on that candle there, the wick. You know, there's still a fair amount of pressure pushing price up, as we're seeing. But yeah, when you start seeing wicks, top and bottom side, you know things are starting to get a little bit shaky. There's a bit of indecision about, you know, true direction. But yeah, it's curling back around. I'm rooting for it, as I'm sure you guys are. Come on, Bitcoin, you can do it. I might have to think of a new stream business model like Mitch Ray. You know, $20. You have to you have to chip in $20 to get for me to do a TA on a coin, like requests, $20 requests. Nah, I'm just kidding. But hey, that's one way to rake in some of them some money for you from YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I guess when you're pulling in an audience like he does, I guess he can put those request prices out, because a lot of people would be throwing, you know, altcoin suggestions at him to look at, and the only ones that he actually actions are those that donate $15 or $20, I think. Anyway, yeah, I'll just leave it as is. I'm not gonna. I don't know. Keep it keep it free, I think. So, but you know, one way you can support the channel is certainly by smashing the like button. I'm not 100% sure what that does for monetization, but I think it just gets this stream ranked higher in the search. Like if someone's searching crypto or, you know, technical analysis or live or anything like that, it gets it to come up a little bit higher on the search results there. And if you're brand new to this channel and you haven't seen it, consider subscribing. You know, I stream as often as I can, especially when things are looking exciting like they are today. So, Dogecatch at $2 super chat. Thank you. You're most welcome. Appreciate that, man. All right, so let's see what we've got. Go to the hourly chart. So far in this first hour of the day for today's candle, it's looking great. Yes, there's been a bit of take profit. So we've got this huge wick, not huge, but it's got this wick to the downside. But the interest to buy it, like the bulls are taking control still and pushing it up, and you can see we're starting to go positive again for the hour and the day for that matter. So yeah, a test of 23k is definitely on the cards, I think. See how we go. It's got a bit of work to do, so there's probably a lot of pressure from above, you know. But yeah, I don't doubt that a lot of the money sitting in stable coins is coming out finally. It's starting to flow back into the actual coins, like the actual cryptocurrency coins. And yeah, this is looking good so far. See if we can get that. See if we can break this previous high, yesterday's high of $22,777.63. Might get a bit of a line happening on that level just so we can follow it. So that orange dotted line is our target. To get above that, and then we're looking pretty, sitting pretty for a test of the 23K resistance, which we have not seen. We haven't seen these prices since 16th of June, so more than a month ago. Well, basically a month, but a month and 3 days. So it's looking good. A lot of this feels like leveraged longs getting opened. It's really driving the price up, which is awesome. Yeah, look at that. Look at that volatility. Like that high there, huge wick down, take profit, and then boom, straight back up, gunning for the yesterday's high. So yeah, the momentum, you can just see how quickly it's approaching. That momentum is undeniable. There we go, we punched it. So we haven't been this high in a while. We're gunning for 23K pretty quickly. There's a few doubters out there taking profit. You know, it's not that they're doubting it. It's just it is smart to take profit toward previous highs, and it doesn't have to be all. You don't have to sell all of it out. You know, you can take partial profit, like 10%, 20%, you know, of your position at, you know, and it's a smart move if you ask me. Yep. So, Adam, fair point, man. I just think we're going to dump next week. I'm not falling for this trap again. Yeah. So, this, to me, it reeks of a short squeeze. So, I don't think it's the start of a bull market or anything like that just yet. It's certainly coming, but I don't know, it's pretty bold to suggest that this is the start of a bull market. We're still very much within the range that we've been trading in for over a month now. But it's looking interesting. We might break out of it here and get a relief rally. We're still arm wrestling with that resistance at 23,000. I think we're going to break it. It's looking good. And this, you know, when Bitcoin's doing this, it's game on for the alts. They'll see some relief as well. They'll come up. So if you're trading, look to the alts, I think. You'll get higher swings on the alts than you will on the slower moving ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum. If something's already moved, though, be careful with it because, there might be some take profit on that, like Matic, for example. But yeah, you just have to sort of play it by ear. Use your risk measures, stop losses, things like that. So yeah, there's a bit of indecision, a lot of profit taking at this level. No surprise there. On the odd occasion, you do see price sometimes just guns straight through resistance without looking back. Sometimes the buying is just that excited, like the momentum just drives it through. Yes, there might be some profit taking, but nowhere near as much as the demand that's going on. But yeah, there's definitely demand around. You can see by the length of these wicks on the bottom side, that just shows how much demand is in at the moment. So the fear and greed index must be easing off that extreme fear level that it's been at for so long. I'm going to look that up just while we watch the chart there. Won't be a moment. So BTC Fear of Greed Index. Have a quick look at what that's producing. Okay, so it's moved to just fear. Yesterday was extreme fear, so it's certainly improving. Last week, extreme fear 16. Last month, I mean, that's a very fearful market. A 6. 100 obviously being the highest reading of extreme greed. But yeah, that dial's certainly on the increase. People are stepping into the market again to take advantage of this relief rally. Yeah. It's so awesome to see this. We haven't seen this in a long time. This nice relief from just the monotony, sideways chopping price, you know? This reminds me of last year. Good memories. Yeah, let's see what kind of pattern we've got here at the moment. It seems to be potentially some kind of like bull flag. You know, this is definitely on the micro scale. Like we're very zoomed in here. We're on the 1 minute chart, but we've got some kind of pattern potentially playing out. It could be a wedge. It could end up being a flag, like a bull flag, like this, that. But let's just see what happens. Be very careful. Don't assume that it's gonna break through. You know, we're not sure yet. Wait for confirmation. You know, crypto inherently is full of fake outs and, you know, false moves to get people thinking that something crazy is about to happen. So, yeah. See, look, right now it's pulling back. This could be a pretty violent sell-off as, you know, the reality sets in. We'll see. See what happens. Could just be a crazy wick. Yeah, on these short time frames, like the 1 minute chart, it is hard to get a shape drawn around it because it is moving so, you know, erratically. There's so much volatility right now compared to what it's been through recently. But yeah, things are moving so quickly that you know, trying to draw patterns around it like I'm doing is kind of a waste of time. But it's kind of holding it. So this could be a flag. We could get some kind of a bull flag here. You know, bouncing like this and then a breakout again. We'll see. So, who thinks we're going above 23K? Let me get a poll going. Will Bitcoin break above 23K soon? Yes or no? DC woodworking. It's crazy if you look at the US dollar index compared to BTC since last year. Oh yeah, I'll have to check that out. Brandy Bryant says, "This is so much fun, Rick. Going through dramatic crypto times with you all is a blast. I have half my money in and half dry powder, so I win either way." Yeah, that's awesome. That's the way to do it. It's a good way to do it anyway. Buddy says, "I know my Voyager account is locked." Oh, really? Oh, no. Is that, do you reckon it's the whole of Voyager that is locking out their customers, or? Rick, I try to join your Discord. It says invalid. Okay. Yeah, I have to update that link in the description. Let me sort that out. Yeah, I'm going to delete that line, join the free Discord channel, because that link will change often. And unless I have like Turbo Discord, where it gives you a permanent link to give out. But I'll grab you a link. Just find it here. And I'll pin it to the top of this chat. Okay. Free to join Discord. Crypto down under. Ah. All right, so there's a confident result there on the poll. 92% of us think that we're going to break above 23k soon, and I'm totally with you guys. My bias is totally bullish at the moment. Just seeing how price has run up so quickly to the top of this this range. I'm an optimist. I like to think that we're going to break resistance here of 23k, but yeah, anything can happen, as we know. We've got potentially another turn to the upside here coming. $172 Ellis House. Nice to see your video pop up again, Rick. Glad to see you still do the live stream. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I took a bit of a break for a while there during the bear market. During the slump in the entire market. So I was still watching it. I just didn't do any streams for quite some time there. But it was a well-needed break anyway. But happy to be back. Happy to be covering the market again for you guys. Even if it doesn't really give you much insight to what you already had, hopefully I provide some value there, even if it's just entertainment. But yeah, try to cover the basics, with indicators like RSI, MACD. This cipher indicator is not a traditional indicator. It's something that's newly developed, within the last 5 years, 5 to 10 years. So, but these have been around for a long time, MACD and RSI. Thanks, Wimpy. Appreciate that. Awesome. So that Discord link worked. So 20 people voted for that on that poll there. There's a majority saying yes, they think it's going to break 23K. So I'm just going to end that poll. Yeah, it's on. It's still a bit of uncertainty on the field here at this level, but there's certainly a bullish bias, if you ask me. Approach coming up into a consolidation like this after a push up. The textbook outcome of that would be further movement up. It'd be very odd for it to just rocket back down again, but it can happen, obviously. Yeah, there's still some kind of it's. I'm more inclined now to think that it's a falling wedge. Now that we've got a bit more information on the chart to use, um, it's looking potentially like a short-term falling wedge, which, as we know, is a bullish signal, a bullish pattern. We might get the break soon out of this wedge. So flags, wedges, pennants, triangles, they're all similar. They all produce a similar kind of result. They're a similar pattern style. Same on a bear trend. Like if I invert this chart, let's say this was a bearish, move down trend, and you get a rising wedge, that's bearish, or a bear flag, or a bear pennant, that's a bearish, and you're expected to break down out of that pattern. But we're in a short-term bull trend right now, so higher lows, higher highs, and yeah, falling wedge is bullish. So Hamid Shir says, "Hey Rick, we need Cheddar and his Matic." Yeah, Matic. He needs to come back. Yeah, Matic. I hope he's doing well. I haven't heard from him in a while. Cheddar. Let's check Matic out. Actually, let's check any of the alts out. I'm going to arrange this by performance. So we've got Ethereum Classic really pumping. Even today, like it's already showing strength. Just be careful with it because it's so elevated. When things go so elevated so quickly, the take profit on that, like the retracement or the pullback, can be pretty significant and violent. So you don't want to be buying tops. Just remember that. Don't ape into something just because it was green yesterday. You want to take your time to enter at the right moment of the market, like where things are sleepy. Like if we're looking at stores here as an example, this is not dangerous to enter here, I don't think. Like the downside to the previous low is the only risk that you're sitting at now. So, that's entering here is not the worst thing in the world. Like you could enter here and there is still a fair amount of upside potential. But yeah, it's kind of neutral for me. This is like middle of the road risk. Ethereum Classic though, that's risky. Like if you were to jump in here, I would not do that. Beginner's mistake. It's such a common thing. Like when you're new to the market, you see that and you go, "Damn, I want to get in on that." So you FOMO in, and you catch the top, like you buy in, and then the take profit happens, which is kind of happening now in a way. There's it could just be a pullback, like this could be another low and then take off again. But yeah, the risk is higher. Just when something's already happened, just be careful that you're not catching, the crumbs of the move, because you can get stuck. You could be waiting some time before it gets back to that level. Tuggy Pepper says, "Man, I kicked ass on this run on my trades. Accumulated a lot of Polkadot and Engine off this move so far. 95 dot and 520 and ENJ profit so far. And I still have bags in, although I sold about 75% so far." That's awesome. I love to read the success stories. You know, no matter what size of success it is, like a win's a win. So yeah, that's good to see. Glad you're having some success there. Just keep repeating that success, and you'll be you'll be set. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my top 20 here. The Doge hasn't really done anything today yet. It's at 0%, sitting on the line. Matic is actually pulling back, which is no surprise. You know, people reaping the rewards of buying these dips here, these pullbacks. So it's taking profits always a good thing. 52 says, awesome seeing a stream today. Yeah, I thought it'd be a good time to jump on. Bitcoin approaching that resistance of 23k. It's starting to maybe break out of this falling wedge. Well, it has already. I mean, we are down on the minute chart here, so these patterns aren't the strongest, but nonetheless, it still spells falling wedge to me. Buddy says, can you look at Shiba, please? Yeah, not a problem. I'll hop back to Bitcoin in just a moment. Let's check out Shiba. Shiba is still within this range that it's been trading inside of for some time now. So it hasn't taken off yet. Yesterday was still strong performance. It came up 11.5%. And today it hasn't really done anything just yet. It's pulled back a touch. But yeah, if you're bullish on Shiba, it's still, I would say it's still in the station. I mean, Bitcoin's still in the station too. And we're hoping for that breakout. Price breakout to the top side. Yeah, new high for Bitcoin. The month still has 13 days left. Wasn't June disgusting? Look at that. Red candle. Solid red, straight down. Let me just hide the drawing so we can really see it. It was no match for May last year. May was disgusting. Look at that. Big fat red candle, 35% down. Not to mention the wicks. Like if you take it from the top to the bottom there, that's almost 50%. Yeah, it's nice to see a decent month for once. We've had 3 months of just bloodshed. And then, 2 months before that started, we came off the back of 3 months of bloodshed as well. So we've been copping it. You could call this an ABC correction if you're an Elliott wave person. Your A, B, C correction, which means the correction has finished, hopefully. Might have to go down to the weekly to see I don't know how you would count this out as an Elliott wave, but I've seen all sorts of crazy things. People say, oh yeah, that was move 1, first pullback, move 2, second pullback, and then move 3 as an Elliott wave. So 5 wave with an ABC correction. So A, B, C. And then I don't know if you'd even give that an Elliott wave, but you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that was an Elliott wave, and this is the mother of all ABC corrections that we've just come off the back. Yeah. Hello, Elliott. Tuggy Pepper with a $5 super chat. Glad you're back, Rick. Happy trading. Cheers. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Ooh, we've re-entered the wedge. Look at that. Bit of a fake out here. Was not sustained. This could still be a... Sorry. This could still be a bull flag as well. You know, remember, we are just down on the 1 minute chart, so the more information we build, like the more we get, the clearer things can become to read. So we've got two obvious highs here that we can like sort of draw a line across, and then see if we get a parallel going. It's kind of like in this downward channel, this flag. So I'm gonna lock those in for now. Keep an eye on it. Kind of don't want to see it break down below the flag, because that would basically, that would spell the end to the any kind of bull pattern outcome. But yeah, that's the last line of support for the short-term bullish movement. Let me get a line on that so we can keep an eye on it. Cool, so support, resistance, hopefully the next low is higher. Hopefully that's the low. We'll see. So it's looking good so far. I mean, maybe like that. Wishful thinking. Yeah, this could take some time to play out. All this chop here, you know. Could be waiting a bit of time before we get the break of 23k, but yeah, damn, did we come close on this, at least on this approach. 22,961. And there we go, we just sort of broke down below that previous low there. Not a good sign. Don't freak out, don't panic though. It's all good. And let's see, if I zoom right out, is there any kind of other potential patterns coming? You know, potentially the flag is down all the way here. This is where you start, you know, drawing lines to try and salvage any hope. Falling wedge, maybe? We'll see. We'll see. Cool. So it's cool to see the viewers coming in. I think the peak was 44 at any one point. So that's good. It's a strong day for the stream. when we break above 50, I know that the trend has broken and that we've broken through resistance. But yeah, it's interesting to know that like there's less than 50 people that come in. It just shows like how in a bear market, the bulk of the people, the bulk of the audience, forget about crypto for the time being. They won't come back until things are gone above 40 or 50K for Bitcoin, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just interesting. I'm cool with it. I'm happy either way, but yeah, just intriguing. Glad I've never sold. Ah, well done, Aaron. Yeah, I mean, hold it until it comes good. That's one way to go about it. Just buy it and wait for the profits that you're after. If you've got the ability to be patient, and it's not money that you're desperate that you need. If you're putting in money that you need next month, what for whatever, then yeah, that's where it gets a bit nerve wracking. But yeah, if it's money you're happy to lock away long term, then by all means. And then that way you're not going to be fighting the anxiety of wanting it to recover so that you can get it back out again. Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to look at crypto. Like if you're an investor, it's basically just like a savings account. Yes, you see violent dips and it can go under. But if it does that, buy more. Buy the dip and be patient. Eventually, the way it's been played in the past, the way people have played it, the years prior is, you just hold it, accumulate, buy the dips. Don't ever panic sell at a loss. And this is like a spot approach. So spot trading, not leverage. Leverage is a totally different animal, totally different game. If you're trading like futures or margin trading, you're dealing with a liquidation line. So things have to move in the direction that you're hoping for so that you can take profit in the moment. So it's definitely not for investing. Investing and trading are two totally different things. So once you wrap your head around the distinction between the two, then you'll have a much better time with, what information to use and what strategies to employ, that kind of thing. So what would I call this run? Are they going to correct and drop back down? This to me seems like a bit of a short squeeze. So let me go back out to a higher time frame and hide the drawings there. So a lot of people would have been opening shorts, expecting prices to fall below 17,700. To see prices, 14,000 down to even $10,000, and that still may happen. But these rallies that go up are for the purpose of liquidating those people that open shorts at the bottom. It's the equivalent of opening crazy longs up at the top of the market, like 69K. When we were up in the high 60s, if you were going crazy with huge leverage longs, that's so risky. In all-time high territory, like you don't want to be opening longs when things are going all-time high. And just the same on the bottom side, when things have retraced so heavy in the last 12 months, opening a short here, you kind of missed the boat. You should have done it back 6 months ago, 12 months ago. But So yeah, I wouldn't be opening shorts by any means around here. Even though yes, there's potential for further moves down, but just understand the risk. It's way riskier at this point to open new short positions because yeah, a lot of people are saying, or you can see by just the last couple of days, the bulls are starting to step in, and that fear is lifting. So we've gone from extreme fear just down to fear now. So people are still fearful, but yeah, the neutral zone is where there's no bias either direction. But because we've come out of an environment of extreme fear, you'd think that it would start to swing to the greed side as people think, they get optimistic again and start throwing their money at crypto. So yeah, it's great to have bought. I tell you what, it's great to have bought and accumulated during the extreme fear phase. Really cool. And if you've done the same, congratulations. You are considered part of the smart money, if you ask me. Anyway, guys, let's see, where were we? Where are we at? Sometimes I end the stream and 20 minutes later something wild happens. So maybe I should do that. Maybe I should finish the stream so that the market can come up, you know. Maybe I'm the one holding it back. Yeah, Shelby, I've been thinking of doing that again, like where I just have a 24/7, price watch like the good old days. But you know what? I'm gonna do that once I've built a second computer because there's stuff that I want to do on the computer that I don't particularly want to live stream it. So I'll I'll get that happening soon enough. We'll get a dedicated stream computer going, and there's still plenty of time. I reckon the between now and the next major bull run, we've got so much time. I think so. Let me check. Let's get back to the weekly just quickly. Yeah, the weekly RSI is starting to travel back north again, which is really cool. The MACD, this is the one I'm watching. There's a strategy where if the weekly MACD crosses bullish, you enter along. And that is starting to curl around. And, if that happens like this, where it crosses, that is the buy signal. So yeah, let's wait and see. It's certainly done it in the past where it's curled around and bullish crossed, but then not long later, dump again. We got another run to the bottom side. So yeah, be careful. I don't think MACD has been this low on the weekly in a long time. Like, it's been ages. Before I end the stream, I'm just going to open up a longer chart that has more history on it. Maybe the BLX. MACD, yeah. All right. Let's check if there's been any kind of action that low. No. So this is the lowest that Bitcoin has seen. MACD levels down this And that's due to, price as well. Obviously Bitcoin's never been up to $69,000 before last year. So yeah, you can see that the volume's really turned up on Bitcoin. But yeah, monthly MACD, it's never really been below the baseline. So I guess it is, yeah, it's kind of relative to what sort of part of the market you're looking at. Because yeah, we've had MACD come down below the baseline before, probably many times. Yeah, look, there's another really huge dip, but it doesn't spend a hell of a lot of time there. It spends most of its time growing, doesn't it, Bitcoin? It gets the dips, yes, but other than that, most of the time is spent above. And when it goes above, it goes above. It goes way above. So yeah, this is definitely macro buying territory. You have not missed out. You haven't missed the train. Still plenty of time to accumulate, I think. All right. Go back to that minute chart. Was I part of that Doge and XRP trading channel? I'm not sure. Which channel are you talking about? Ooh, Great A Music, $10 super chat. Thanks so much for that, man. Appreciate the support. You're a legend. $10 super chat. Here we go. We might be getting a bit more positive movement here. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'll most likely do a stream to same time tomorrow, and wish you all the best. Stay safe in the trades, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in, and all the best. See you guys.